sort of in the middle of October. I don't know. Time is a flat circle for me at the moment. I have an appointment tomorrow, and it's with my massage guy, and like I go once a month, and I would swear to God it has not been a month since the last time I was there. It seems like it's about a week or two.
What is that? I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Like my time is fucking flying, and
currently it is, and in a scary way.
I'm not like I'm busy, but I've always been busy. I've been busy since I dropped out of college.
Yeah.
Like I was working 4 jobs and time was slow then. Is that an age thing? Is that me getting old? Or is it a COVID weird world thing?
I don't know.
Because I'm
really
fucking you know the movie Click?
No.
Adam Sandler?
No.
Oh, it'll make you cry. Everyone listening knows Click. And I feel like I'm in Click right now. Long story short, he finds it. He's in Best Buy or a pseudo version. Actually, he's in Bed Bath & Beyond. That's the joke. Because he finds the Beyond. So he goes to the Beyond, and there's a wacky scientist that gives him a universal controller because he's trying to fix his television.
Okay.
This universal television controller that Adam Sandler gains controls the world.
Oh.
It ends up malfunctioning, and he fast forwards through his life, and now he's like old and dead, and he didn't get to hang out with his kids and all this stuff, and that's where you cry because it really is sad. They build it up, obviously. I just jumped the entire spoiler alert, but it's 20 years old. That's how I feel. Like my life's on fast forward, and I just can't even fucking catch up. But I'm not more busy.
Like you need to dig your heels in and slow shit down.
Something.
Yeah.
Even in the day. Like I feel like I get here like 7:30, 7:45. I open shop, I look around, and then I look down at the clock, and it's like 11. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
I don't experience that when I'm working the desk here. It moves very slowly.
Mine's moving now. I don't know if I'm drunk. I don't even drink. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I told you I had the experience last night. I was, the computer was uploading a video episode of Topic Thunder, and my internet at home, the upload speeds are awful. And so it takes hours to load up 10 minutes of video for whatever freaking reason. Anyway, I come back there, and there's an article there from some website about the Giants Dodgers game that was last night. But it came out before, and it named starting pitchers that didn't pitch. Like, what the hell happened? Did I slip into an alternate universe,
That's
or
what my life feels
did
like.
I have a stroke? I mean, what happened?
I don't know. I really don't. Because then I'm thinking back to
I'm like
high
in
school.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then multiplication tables in my head, all that stuff, trying to make sure that I'm not altered.
High school, I felt like weeks were normal. They felt normal, but like months were so slow. Like the gap between starting school and Thanksgiving break felt like an eternity when you're in school.
Yeah.
But it's for 8 weeks or less.
Yeah.
It's literally like, and now it's like fucking, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I experience it sometimes with garbage day.
It's just garbage day every day. You're like, what the fuck's going on?
Like, I just put these garbage cans out.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, no, I was going somewhere with this. Now we've totally
You were September, and now we're October.
Oh, yeah, okay. So a thing I didn't know that you might know, because you might have known, because you sometimes know a little bit more about the world of R&B music from before my time.
Talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire? Is that where we're headed?
I'm talking about September.
Yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay. I just learned last week or the week before that the chorus, the words that are repeated in the chorus are Ba-dee-ya. Ba-dee-ya.
Like,
say, do you remember Ba-dee-ya?
Oh, bye to ya.
No, it doesn't mean anything. It's just sounds. It's like yodeling.
It's
like soul yodeling.
What's the most famous one of that is I'm Blue. You know that song? I'm blue. Now, E-O-I-E-O-I-E. And those words right there, there's like 1,000 definitions. Some people say this, some people say that. No one knows.
Yeah.
Because who's to say Google's fucking right?
No, well, I had always heard it, and I'd actually seen lyrics of it that said, party on.
Oh.
Party on, because that makes sense, but that's not what it is. It's
just noise.
Ba-dee-ya. And apparently a famous background singer was with them when they put that song together, and she's like, oh, no, I got it right here. It's Ba-dee-ya. And she's like, everything that she did had some element of that scat.
Scat's got multiple meanings. I didn't want to throw it in here.
Yeah, no, scat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
not that scat.
This scat yodeling is a different version
Scat's poop,
of scat.
right?
Yeah.
All right. Why is that?
It's yeah.
Because scat's probably been poop scat for a very long time.
Yeah.
But
And
singing scat probably only came around in like the 30s. You'd imagine, right? Like a jazzy-ish world.
probably. I don't know how this.
They
came
couldn't
to
have
be.
come with.
No.
They couldn't have said like, "Oh, hey, scat means poop. Let's not call our improv non-lyrical words scat."
Yeah. And it's not because it's shitty, because it typically isn't.
No,
I mean,
no, I love that shit. Maybe that's how it started. I love this shit.
That's a really good question. I'm gonna just look real quick.
Origin of scat's not going to take us there.
Origin of scat singing right here.
But I just don't get it. Like the multiple meaning, or even like bat and bat. Like the animal's been bat the animal for a very long time.
Oh yeah,
I
why
imagine.
is a bat?
Why is a baseball bat, which came about in whatever late
know,
1800s, probably? Why can't you call that something else?
Okay, in vocal jazz, scat singing is a vocal improvisation with wordless vocables, nonsense syllables, or without words at all.
Yeah.
In scat singing, the singer improvises melodies and rhythms using the voice as an instrument rather than as a speaking medium.
Which I love.
This is different from vocalese, which uses recognizable lyrics that are sung to pre-existing instrumental solos.
Okay. Ella Fitzgerald, for
Ella
sure.
Fitzgerald, yeah. Scat
For
singing is
sure.
improvised. The melodic lines are often variations on scale and arpeggio fragments, stock patterns, and riffs.
History, origin.
Okay, improvisational
Ireland.
sing-
Oh, yodeling. Yeah, you mentioned
yeah,
yodeling.
diddling,
Okay.
yeah. Again,
I don't know,
we
man.
cannot avoid the double entendre.
We can't say diddle.
We can't say diddle.
You could say
yeah.
like fiddle.
yeah.
Why are we doing that? Why is the English language so stupid?
Diddling or littling in
No.
Ireland, German yodeling, semi-joic, I don't know what that is, and speaking in tongues in various religious traditions.
Yeah. You've seen videos of that?
Yeah,
I don't
I
want to bash any religions out there, but that freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah, that's just a bunch of nonsense, folks. That's not actually a language. I'm sorry.
Diddling, I can't.
I'm gonna click on it. Okay. Littling and diddling, form of traditional singing common
Sure.
in, I can't even say that.
Yeah, Gaelic, Scottish.
Yeah,
deal.
Ireland, Isle of Man.
I do love some like Irish music.
Yeah.
I'm like 1/20th or something, you know, like everyone else in America, Irish. And so my dad would throw some of that shit on there around St. Patty's Day. I don't know why. It's catchy, you know?
You might even be more Irish than I am. I don't know.
Yeah, I should do my actual swab. Because
You
my
should.
mom did hers, and I'm like, well, I obviously know I'm 50% that.
Yeah.
But then I don't really know what's happening on the other end.
Yeah, but
Italian-ish.
But it might not be 50% that. That's the thing.
Yeah,
because
true,
it's
true.
expressed genes. It's not
True.
like all the genes that are there. My like one of my cousins, it's totally my cousin, but his ancestry DNA is up, and he's like, you know, very high percentage French because his mom was French. And,
Yeah.
but like she wasn't born in France or anything like that.
Right. He just got
he got
that
all of it.
juice.
He's got a totally different complexion than me. He's got dark hair. He's got brown
Yeah.
eyes. He's tall.
True.
Where I'm not. He didn't really get any of that. I'm a lot more like what they call Scots Irish. Like my people came here very very early.
Yeah.
Before
the American of Americans.
before the American Revolution. But I'm like by my ancestry DNA like 37% Scottish, and I'm like 8% Irish, regardless of how my last name is spelled.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's really weird. So okay, so we're scatting.
We're just diddling scats.
Louis Armstrong's 1926 recording of Heebie Jeebies is often cited as the first modern song to employ scatting. Louis Armstrong did a lot of scatting.
Yeah,
But
like I said,
what
like that
we're not
jazz
getting, nor do I think we're going to get,
No.
is the answer to why it's called scatting.
I imagine is that they like used that word.
Scattery,
Yeah.
Like a lot of them do start with a sound.
Yeah. It's like a do bebop and like a skiddly scat, you know?
Yeah.
So like I get that, but we could have gone with the debop,
Yeah.
right? Because there's no other word. And we could have gone with littling. Instead of the diddling.
Yeah, instead of diddling.
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, you know, I don't want to be that guy, but... And maybe I'm the fucked up one, right? Because diddle and scat bring up different images in my brain. And maybe normal folks don't have that, but...
I don't know. It bothers me too. It doesn't bother me. It makes me think things that are not. Excuse me. I'm gonna burp. This is diet soda's killing me. You should never drink carbonated beverages while you're doing a podcast. That's
Whiskey
a rule
only.
that I just don't follow, but I should. Whiskey. I think I've done that once, maybe. Did we didn't we do it? We did a little tasting one time.
Maybe with Duffin, maybe.
No, that was literally on camera. That was with Duffin.
I got hammered for some reason, taking one shot of whiskey. I think it's just we don't eat all day, like long film days. Even here, like I've really eaten at a fucking protein bar. If we did whiskey, I'd be turn into a visual Magic Mike show. For you ladies and gentlemen, the live stream would really get the entertainment.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Earth, Wind, and Fire is amazing. I agree with that.
So
I didn't know that lyric. I would like to. Can you just do it for my brain? I think it's just called Blue by Eiffel, not 69, but Eiffel something. 65?
Eiffel?
I think so. I think like the tower.
E-I.
Yeah, 65. I don't know why
65.
that. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if the lyrics actually say something. Yeah, see? Da-ba-dee.
Da-ba-dee.
Yeah, that's it. But a lot of people said like a bunch of other shit. 1998.
Oh, you're right. I'm blue. Da-ba-dee.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's all it is. There's all the choruses are all that.
And those motherfuckers made a lot of money. Fuck you. Fuck you. I mean, it's a catchy ass song.
What's the one that a very long song? DJs used to put it on when they had to go to the bathroom.
Up this alley?
It sounds like opera.
Oh.
And it's all just nonsense syllables.
Not like Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know. That sounds like I like it though.
Help me, Sam. Do you know? I don't know.
The only thing I got for opera is Bohemian Rhapsody.
I remember going to not that. This is sillier. It's all instrumental and and nonsense syllables. I remember one time or two times, whatever, when I was a kid, going to a radio station outside of Modesto, and because it was one we listened to all the time, and the DJs are out there by themselves. And this is all robots that do this shit now, but there was literally a person there, and like went and like knocked on the door and like they let us in, and we watched him do part of his show.
That's cool.
And he talked about the fact that there were like 3 songs that if you have to take a shit, you would put that on, and you knew you pretty much had enough time to.
I don't know if this is on the list, but this is what I would do. The original version of who is this? I saw him at the State Fair too. Where's my playlists? I don't know why I can't think of it right now. The original version just has like a keyboard solo that solo is like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So you get all the time in the world. I never really ran into that issue DJing. Summer Madness, Cool in the Gang. The original for some reason is fucking, or there's like maybe it's a non-edited version or like a studio version or some shit. There's like a fucking solo that goes forever. I also DJ'd with a partner. So like Mike Sean's older brother was like my business partner. So like shitting wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
We got covered.
Right.
Yeah.
But like when you're by yourself,
Most
on the
people are.
radio,
Most people are.
Yeah. Stairway to Heaven was one of them.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, but what event are you at? You might not be able to play that thing. You know?
Yeah.
You're at a dance party.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm throwing it on.
Well, but if you're DJing like on a radio DJ.
Oh, for sure.
That's
radio
what I'm
DJ. You can do fucking anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Radio DJs, Light My Fire was one that you get a good 7 minutes to get one in.
I don't want to talk shit, but I feel like a radio DJ isn't a job.
It used to be a job. It used to be a big job.
I know, but like, what are you really doing? What's your real talent?
It's a personality thing.
The talking part.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, because
some guys,
the music is almost 100% programmed, even then.
Yeah, and even if you are choosing it, you're only playing whatever your radio station tells you to play.
Yeah.
Like if you're a top 40 place, you're playing top 40s. If you're a oldies place, you're playing the oldies. Where like people make fun of like auxiliary chord DJs now, people that actually don't mix or use vinyls and they're just playing a playlist. But there is a talent of like feeling the room.
Right.
Like at a wedding or a dance party or whatever. Like I did like high school proms and shit, or like weddings, or even just bigger parties. You got to feel the room, build the energy up.
Yeah.
Kyle always jokes about it out here.
Yeah.
TJ
Kyle is the one that will change the music based on which members are in the gym.
Yeah, I love that.
I won't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm typically working like mornings. It's like Saturday morning. I cannot do rap or hip hop or anything first thing in the morning. No,
I do love that though. He knows what lifter likes what. He just fucking blasts it for him.
Yeah, that's like this is the level of. He is our Spotify.
Yeah,
he's our Spotify driver.
A good one. That algorithm's busted now. Same the back in the day, like 2008, Pandora algorithm was way better than now. Like
really?
I feel like or maybe I have too much access to music now, so I can't find new shit. Where back then you didn't. Yeah. Right, because you'd buy the album or you wouldn't buy the album when you had the radio. But back then I feel like you do this, songs, radio, and you find a bunch of new cool music that is very similar. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, I do like that. I've never heard of them. Mm-hmm. Where now you put on, doesn't matter what, even semi-related to hip-hop, you put on Spotify, and every fucking song's the same. Every fucking song's the same.
I don't experience that because I'm in some kind of oldies thing, or I will intentionally play a song that's kind of deep catalog and then let it go.
So I try to do that.
And it gets into stuff I haven't heard in years, or from a time that I was probably paying more attention to music, but like that particular song didn't vibe with me the way that it does now, or I just never got that deep into whatever the album is, or
maybe it's hip hop because I'll play like a Lil Wayne song from like 2004, and then I'll play like a brand new whatever. And I'm like, I don't want this. This isn't related.
Yeah.
You know? They're just trying to feed me brand new. And maybe it's because hip-hop right now is like pop.
Yeah.
It's what's pop, so they're just feeding me the top 40. But I don't want that shit. I want that.
Yeah, if you go to the deep catalog, you get stuff that you haven't dealt with before.
Pandora's a thing, right?
Pandora is still a thing.
But they just don't really use it.
Spotify, like for the moment that Spotify came to America, everyone said Spotify is going to dominate, and they do.
Amazon, I know, is trying right now. They just popped up hard with Amazon Music.
Yeah.
And they got the resources. Who knows?
It used to be almost entirely free with Prime, and that's when I used it all the time.
Spotify?
No, Amazon Music.
Oh, see, I don't know. I know they're just making a big marketing push. I think I got like a sponsorship offer through them.
Yeah, we've all kind of got.
Yeah, and so that's how I know that they're fucking throwing money at trying to grow something.
Yeah. Our podcast is on
Amazon.
Podcast
makes sense, but I don't know. But then
but I can't tell that anyone's using it that way.
Yeah, probably very few. But I thought the same thing of Amazon Prime Video 12 years ago. I was like, who's going to watch this? Now there's some decent stuff.
Yeah.
There's some decent stuff. For a very long time, it was like, like the C-list Tim Allen movies or something.
Yeah. So back about your point about DJs. Back in the 50s and 60s and even into the 70s, the DJs could pretty much decide whether a song was gonna rise or fall.
Yeah.
Based on
that's a talent.
Based on the rotation that they played it, whatever,
sure.
And then
or the requests coming in.
Yeah. And then, but it comes out later that there was like a whole what they called it the payola scandal, where record companies would give money and or cocaine to disc jockeys to play their music,
which makes sense, right?
Yeah,
it's like lobbying or whatever. Like
yeah.
Like,
and it's
hey, play my guy's single.
Right.
We're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah. So anyway, it was a big scandal, and it's not supposed to happen anymore. And now it's all programmed by,
I'm sure it's
machines.
Yeah, but I bet you the business
robots
end of that has just moved further up the chain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone just doesn't just have a hit, even though social media has allowed some people to grow that way. Pure radio, I think, is even still political. But you know what I mean? Like TikTok, Soulja Boy was like one of the first ones. He just had a hit on YouTube.
What's his name? Came out of YouTube.
Everyone, Justin Bieber.
Bieber's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. What's Alicia Cara is her name? The funny thing about her is her YouTube wasn't even hitting. It had like 5,000 views. Yeah. But she still got found and got blown up. Yeah, I'm all about it.
So our boy Teddy. Did he come out of YouTube or did he come out of Twitch or?
I found him on TikTok. But his YouTube's big too. But and he's signed now. But
yeah.
I assume that he maybe just started there. Yeah, covers. I don't know.
Yeah, he's in California. April?
San Francisco or something. Even Gabe Whitechapel. Gabe told me that they got their start on MySpace.
Oh yeah, but a lot of bands did.
Tons.
It was a better platform for music.
Supposedly now,
kind of anything else.
I think now that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be the music guys. But
how do you come back? That's my question.
Well, and who goes there? I don't know. Because there's SoundCloud. That's where the like meme of SoundCloud rappers is, because it's just like YouTube for music. It's somewhere independents can store their music, and you can kind of randomly search. Yeah, I don't know. I think the idea of a social platform just for music is cool, right? Like imagine they have a discovery page and the algorithm fits to the music you like a better, more personal Spotify, and maybe you can interact with the artists.
Yeah,
you know. So maybe that idea, I think there could be something there. Like we're not friends with Teddy if I don't have a stupid check by my Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like that's the only reason. But imagine we found him on MySpace and the whole goal is to interact with your listeners.
Right.
Then anyone could kind of, find a mutual friend or a mutual likeness with an artist before they're big or when they're medium big.
Yeah.
So I think the concept's cool, but how do you get it out there? I mean, but that's the idea of anything. Like how does anything start? Like how would you start a social media now that's so different or changing? Like even I think Twitter today, at least on my Twitter, just brought back like Periscope kind of. Like they've had those phone calls like Clubhouse, but now there's like a button at the bottom.
And there's like a room that you can
Now there's
create a room.
Yeah, now there's a whole section.
It is like Clubhouse.
I think they literally just added Clubhouse.
Facebook is having a Clubhouse situation as well. And I personally didn't find Clubhouse all that exciting.
Yeah, I think the idea is good, and it might have some merit there, because I do think, and we've talked about it in general, like live, I think is just where everything's going, because people that consume this style of content only want more real shit.
Yeah.
Right. So you're moving away from Kim Kardashian. First, we liked Family Matters and Full House because it felt like our family but better. And then you wanted to watch a real family, and then you got into the Kardashians, and then you realized that was fake, and then you got into YouTube vlogs, and then now that's fake. And so you can't really fake all this scripting stuff on live.
Right.
And so to have basically a podcast version of that, in a Clubhouse or live conversation, obviously live streaming, Twitch and YouTube are going nuts. It does make sense. But I don't know if those platforms will, because I feel like when you are on a platform, you use it for what you first found it for.
Oh, I think that's true.
You know what I mean? Like you and I aren't going to go think of Twitter when we think of an audio meeting.
No.
We're going to think about 200 characters that are kind of funny. But like,
if I'm going to do something audio, I have other options.
Right. Yeah. And maybe if it gets big enough, sure, you transfer it. But even Instagram, right? The Instagram CEO or creative director right now said that Instagram is a video sharing app.
And not a picture sharing
That's
app.
what he defined it as.
Yeah. And it used to always look like Kodak made an instant camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything looked like
which I thought was cool. Yeah, it was a little more artsy. It was a little bit more. What was the one that had a little run? It's like a stereotypical white girl app. What's it called? It's like a blog. It's a blog, but it's just like that. It's like a scrapbook online. Not Flickr.
Pinterest?
No, kind of like that though. But it's just like a blog.
I don't know.
Someone will know. And that's basically what that looked like too. Like Kodaks and fucking love notes. And like fashion shit. And and now Instagram, if you're scrolling around on that thing, it feels like TikTok number 2.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Talking about music though, and music playing in gyms, like it used to be more very challenging, like to get music played in the gym, to play whatever you wanted to play. Like I think that
even still, right?
Like started with the kind of the iPod era.
Yeah.
Like that was the
aux.
Yeah.
Aux cord DJs.
Or aux cords. Yeah. You had a big computer and you had an iPod and you had it plugged in and
I remember setting up our warm-up music for basketball in high school.
Yeah.
And they obviously my school was small and they knew me and trusted me, so I got to use the whole PA system. But I had to get like 3 different chords and play it off of a mobile CD player.
Right.
And then if it skips or someone goes back there and knocks it over, the whole fucking gym explodes in feedback.
So back in the day, did people in gyms listen to, I'm talking about
like lifting?
Independent gyms, not like, not big chains. Because that's all Muzak still.
Yeah.
Isn't not necessarily the Muzak company, but it's all, whatever. They had antennas on the roofs that pulled the stuff in. But did people just listen to the radio?
Yeah, I think
did they have record players or cassette decks?
I don't know way back in the day, but
I don't know.
The first Meathead gym I went to was like 2000, I guess. I was in 8th grade or so, and they I think just played like 98 rock. Because I remember commercials and shit. Yeah, they just
Okay.
played like a regular thing. Before that, I don't know. Yeah, you're talking. I bet you they just didn't have music.
Maybe
like
not.
Gold's Gym, Venice, Arnold days.
Yeah.
I bet you they just didn't have music.
That's a good question.
Yeah, or you bring in a boombox radio and you just play the radio. Yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah.
even that, I think I've talked about it here. I've definitely talked about it to you. The fucking white 2-inch by 6-inch iPod Shuffle. It just looks like a USB stick.
Yeah.
I still think is the best invention since sliced bread.
And that was the first one, and then they went to the one that was
The square.
with
And
just
the
big
square's
button in the
fine.
middle.
The square's
Yeah.
fine. I just never had it, so I can't
I never
speak
had
on
any
it.
of those. I had the big fat one.
The first one,
I still have it.
I think I had the original iPod that looked like fucking like a Game Boy or whatever. Not iPad. What are they? iPod, I guess.
Yeah.
But the Shuffle one, 20 songs. I put on one new album. Literally hung it on my neck. It felt indestructible. It was plastic, and it was so good for sports. That would have been the best. It's still to this day because it's still better. Like it feels safer to drop and shit than my phone. It
Yeah.
feels like lighter. You can literally had a necklace attached to it. Like it was so good. I would use it to this day.
If you're in the chat and you have a story about how you listen to music in the gym when you first started going to the gym,
Who's Scatman John?
I don't know. That's a good question.
R.I.P. Scatman John.
Who's Scatman John?
I'm gonna buy a fucking iPod. Even now though, every computer doesn't even have a USB plug-in, so I wouldn't even know how to put music on an iPod right now. Like I was a Napster kid, you know.
Yeah. I still have songs that came off of Napster and LimeWire and all that crap.
I was just rewatching. This is the show that doesn't end, folks. So we got no topics. I was just rewatching Social Network.
Yeah.
They make Zuckerberg fucking sick in that thing. In real life, he looks like he fucking sucks. Like in that movie, I'm like, dude, I want to be friends with Zuckerberg. I want to be friends with Zuckerberg and fucking Napster.
Well-
Justin Timberlake, love him. I want to hang out with those guys. And then real life, both of them are probably pieces of shit. A robot and a piece of shit.
Yeah, I love the memes that show Zuckerberg as Data from Star Trek: The Next
Yeah,
Generation.
he is. He's a little fucking AI. Elon probably made him.
Yeah. Scatman, best known for his 1995 hit Scatman Ski Ba Bop
Yeah, good luck.
Bop Bop Dop Bop.
So he's a jazz musician or something.
Yeah, jazz.
I've
yeah.
never heard of Scatman John.
Jazz
but I like
vocalist. Yeah, didn't know him at all.
that. Phlegmatic sanguine. Is that his? What website are we fucking on? Personality database. He's got his fucking deep left.
Yeah.
Is his fucking what are those called?
Oh,
ENFP. Where are we?
His Myers Briggs.
We got his Myers. Yeah, this is. Yeah, what the fuck? Type in somebody else. Let's find out their fucking.
in this.
Yeah, anywhere.
Oh, it's a personality
Yeah,
database.
that's amazing.
Oh.
I'm gonna put my shit. I'm like the rare ass one. INFABC.
I've never done it, so I don't really know.
I did it in high school. I don't know if it's that one. A couple of them they say you'll never change.
Uh-huh.
Like IQ, they say doesn't change.
Yeah, I disagree.
Yeah,
go
but
on.
yeah. But
Mine's
this
been on
one,
a steady downhill slope.
one of these doesn't change, and I was like, all right, fuck you. And I took one in high school from my college counselor, and then I just took one like a year ago or something with my therapist, and it was the same. And it's like rare. It's like 5% of folks.
I need the about of this.
Look at all
page.
these. INFP. I think that's me. I think me and Thoreau are the same, actually, now that we mention it. Me and good old Thoreau.
Paul Schrader. We've fallen into a hole here.
No, I love this. This is what
Frida Kahlo.
live streaming is about.
Frida Kahlo is ISFP. I don't know.
I'm not that. I'm INFP, I think.
Judge Judy is
damn it.
ESTJ.
I literally was about to say here's Zuckerberg, but it's fucking
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
The guy who played him.
I like Eisenberg, actually.
I like Eisenberg just fine.
I fucking
can't
like,
tell from John Serra most of the time, but
Oh no, all those kids are the same. There's like 3 of them that are
Yeah,
the same.
it's
Same
the
with
same
Baby
guy.
Driver. He's the fucking same kid. But I really like Zombieland.
yeah,
I don't know
first
why.
one.
Yeah,
the first
second
one's really good.
The second one's fine.
Second one's
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah, it's whatever. But the
First
first
one's
one, I love it.
Well, you know how if you're making a sequel to something, you typically take the things that resonated with people that you didn't necessarily know were going to resonate with people, and then you double down on them.
Yeah.
And that's what's wrong with Zombieland 2.
I was going to say the one thing I like about Zombieland 2 is that it does feel similar at least. Where sometimes it doesn't even feel similar.
Yeah.
You know, where like at least they try to set the tone-ish. But I agree. I think I'm INFP. Me and Jim Morrison and Thoreau. Similar.
And Thoreau.
Let's skip this. We're not going to know anybody.
Yeah, it's just like
one was K-pop.
Yeah, Pink.
Why is she highlighted?
I don't know.
Pink, pop, contemporary.
It doesn't say what she.
ESTP. See, I don't know that one.
I don't know.
Oh, there it is. It breaks it down below. Scroll down a little bit.
Oh, ES. Okay.
Dom. What is this?
I don't.
Average of functions by Vos. I know E is extrovert, and then S is I think sensitive or something, and then one is like I don't know. One's like I don't know. I studied all this bullshit. At some point.
Definitely not an extrovert. I don't. We're falling down a hole here.
I like it though. I like it. We could go to sports on the left. Let's see who we got. Let's see if we got personalities of anybody cool.
Depends on your sport.
Whatever you want. Basketball. Do one of the big three. Basketball, baseball, football, whatever you want.
Where's basketball? There's basketball. Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah, see, ISTP.
Michael Jordan
that's
also
interesting.
ISTP.
Interesting. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna Google it.
Okay, feel free.
ISTP.
So actually, this kind of gets us into actually sports a little bit, because that was kind of the topic we're talking about. Talking a little bit about cancel culture. Obviously, a big incident that happened in the last week here was the John Gruden thing, and I've read about it. I don't know exactly what to say about it, other than he hasn't been successful with the Raiders since he came back. So if they were looking for a way
out, yeah.
to get, he signed a 10-year contract.
I think he technically resigned.
He did,
yeah,
but they didn't bounce him. I think that probably there's probably a difference in his contract between him resigning and them firing him.
Pay-wise and shit. Yeah.
And I think that they wanted him out before the last game. And I mean, the Raiders have not been successful under his second.
Yeah, they've been all right. I got it. Introverted, sensing, thinking, perceiving.
Okay.
And then I am like INFP or something. Feeling, I think. I feel instead of sense or some shit.
Okay. Shaquille O'Neal is an ESFP.
Yeah, 4% of the population is INFP. Me and Thoreau.
I have no idea what I am. I have to take this.
You should. It's not. It's kind of fun. This one is.
I got about halfway through one and had a computer crash, and I was like, I don't care. Enough. Phil Jackson is an INFJ.
See, I wish they just listed this thing, what the fuck it was, so I'll just know what each one is. What is this Myers Briggs for sure?
I think so.
Briggs.
HR person, is this Myers Briggs? She can't hear me. She's got her earbuds in.
Okay, here. What do they mean?
Myers Briggs is the 4 characters. Okay.
All right. Why don't you just tell me what each little letter means? Sensing versus intuition is the next one.
What's the difference between sensing and intuition?
We can get there later. Next one is thinking versus feeling, and then judging versus perceiving is the last one. And then a million multiplications of that. Dude, these websites are not very friendly, to be honest. These are wild.
Well, okay, so just out of curiosity, we're gonna go American football.
Yeah. Where's Tommy?
We're looking. Brady.
Yeah.
ENFP.
I think it's the same as me, except he's extroverted.
Let's
not look at OJ. We don't want more of those personalities.
OJ, ESTP. I don't know. Did he take this test and it leaked, or
how do they know?
Observational?
No, see, I don't think you can do it.
I think you personally have to do it.
Yeah.
So why would you release this stuff? I mean, I don't know. Colin Kaepernick, ENFJ. Harbaugh, ESTJ. Got some TMJ, but that's a different story. Peyton Manning is an ESTP.
Or what's his name? I heard that documentary's good. Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen that. That's pretty good.
I think they blamed it CTE, but wasn't he young? And I know it's not.
But it does. Yeah, you can have different levels of CTE based on your physiology. Like if you get hit enough at the right time,
I just feel like at some point it's a cop out. And maybe this goes into the conversation.
Well, maybe he's just a fucked up person.
Right. Why can't he just be a bitch?
Yeah. He could just be a
piece of shit.
Yeah, he could just be a.
Didn't he kill a bunch of people and not give a fuck and all this stuff, and then he didn't give a fuck and then he faked it? Like, yeah, what makes him CTE versus sociopath?
That's a good question. No, he supposedly participated in a murder and then he supposedly killed himself.
Oh yeah, that was a jail thing, right? That was kind of an Epstein deal.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that. I used to believe when I was listening to people who were, at the intersection of law and politics, it's like, nah, there's no way that he
was allowed to kill himself.
No, that he didn't kill himself. There's no way he didn't kill himself. It's just like it would be too much of a thing. It would be just way too high profile a thing for somebody to actually do it and just think that they weren't going to get caught. And then I heard something else from somebody inside that kind of system.
That they
and
murdered
said,
him.
Oh, so yeah, there's a reasonable chance that he was killed by somebody else. And I'm like, huh.
An assassination deal. Yeah.
Damn.
I think, I think so. Cam Newton. They got some, this is funny, like what a big name is versus like what they were actually doing. I guess Baker Mayfield's pretty good. These are all pretty relevant. I wonder if they update this a lot.
But I was going to look for Gruden.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he should be in there. I mean, he's a fucking huge name. But I do wonder if these are even correct. Like you said, like, did they all have to take the test and then, heavy traffic?
This small site is handling.
I think we just killed the website.
Search
all our
function is
viewers
limited to signed in users.
Oh, you bastard.
Well, then why didn't he show up under?
Yeah, they're just teasing us.
Under football.
Oh, there's more pages. You can try to search maybe. Or is there like an option to choose coach or something?
No, you have to filter by type.
Oh, you go profiles. Go see if they can give us 100 per, and we'll find his ass. Yeah,
250.
We'll find his ass. He's got to be here. I mean, he's kind of old school, but he's new school now too. Jim Harbaugh's in here. Are we in any kind of order?
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some fucking quick math.
No, there's no order.
Urban Meyer. Didn't something just happen with him?
Yes.
What happened with him? I just read something. Poor Urban. There's like, he's in the club, I think, in a lap dance. Or is that a meme?
That may be a meme.
Damn it.
I don't know.
This podcast is ruined.
Andy Reid.
We really do cover our asses with the title of the show.
50% facts.
I'm pretty sure I saw a video of him getting a lap dance. And look, if a grown man can't get a lap dance without being canceled, I don't want to be in 2021.
Fridge Perry is in here.
What if his wife said, "Go, honey, grab a lap dance"?
I don't know.
You know what I mean, though? But the whole world's trying to cancel his ass like he's some pervert, but he's just grabbing a beer in Columbus getting a lap dance.
John Elway is XXXX. I think that means they don't know.
Yeah,
or
that's random.
Lane Kiffin is also an XXX.
I do think, actually, with athletes, that along the way somewhere, your college team or like draft probably made you take this.
Oh, probably so. That makes sense.
So,
yeah.
But the musical people, I don't know. But this kind of makes sense if they test you for this.
Okay, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, and then we're gonna actually go on to the topic because I can't.
But I think that Urban Meyer got a lap dance, and he's trying to. They're trying to cancel him.
I think he didn't he resign?
Oh, did Urban Meyer?
Shanahan, ISTJ, whatever that means. Howie Long.
Howie's kind of funny. He's doing a lot of reality TV now. Yeah,
he's an ESTJ. He's got way too much blood pressure for me. Jeremy Shockey. I feel like if Gruden was going to be in here, Gruden would be. Although, can I use Google?
I don't know. I googled Urban Meyer. Nothing negative seems to come up. Maybe I'm way wrong. Erase whatever I said. Internet. Oh, video that went viral last week. Spotted in a bar getting danced on by a young woman who's not his wife. How dare he?
That doesn't seem like a giant problem.
Right, like we don't know their relationship.
Yeah.
And then even if they are, even if they're happily monogamous married,
yeah,
there's way worse things than getting a little, young tail on you in a bar on a Friday night after a big win,
I feel like there's more to it than that, though.
No, because I think it's just over. I think that's it. His wife commented on it. He commented on it. And they just kept moving.
All right.
He said what he did was stupid. He apologizes. The wife, a longtime football, announced on that she's quitting Twitter. This will be my last Twitter. I don't need the hate. Blah 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 blah. And that's it. I think they're over it. She said, "We all make mistakes. We're all sinners. If you think you aren't, then cast the first stone." That's a good take. That's when I talk to a lot of people. I was talking to Daniel, and we're not going to bring up names and things, but like, and we've talked about it here. Like, if what someone does is like, if I can find some humanity in it,
yeah.
Like I told you, and it sounds like I'm a fucked up person, but my whole murder story. Remember, I was like, if I had the worst day of my fucking life, literally the worst day of my life, like not even like a half day, like the worst day of my life, and then I get in a car accident, and then the dude approaches me, and then I press the gas on my car a little bit, and I hit him, and he hits his head and he dies. I can understand that someone could kill someone that way. You know what I mean?
Kinda.
You don't see humanity in that? I see humanity in that. It's different if you're
It's a loss of control, and it may be like a one-time thing where...
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's human. That's human.
Yeah.
Humans make one-time mistakes. It's different if you're stalking houses and you're a fucking serial killer or you're a serial rapist and you have all these bad intents and it's pre-planned and all this stuff. But I see the humanity in mistakes, right? And that even goes to the Gruden thing sometimes, although it is repeated. I see humanity in these people versus someone... Well, I think I brought it up during the Athlete A conversation we're having. Mm-hmm. One person's a monster to me and one person made mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I feel like the cancel culture or even just people in general, it's so easy to sit behind this glass and say, that's a piece of shit. Like, oh, then show me your history, bro. Like,
Yeah.
show me your perfect fucking history.
Well, okay, so what fairly often happens in the whole world is people project, like they see a flaw in somebody else,
For sure.
and they don't acknowledge the flaw in themselves, and then they yell and scream about it. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
the history of the gym that we used to belong to, like one of the people there did more of that than I've ever seen anybody do, and I was like, a target of that. That was bad.
Yeah.
And ugly, and you should never have to do that. And I was in a work situation where the owner of the company was just a wingnut, man. He was nuts. He was crazy, but he was also brilliant, and people dealt with him because of the brilliance. But he was he was nuts, and it was very much that he would project like his own failings and insecurities on other people so that he could rail at them.
Yeah, some people aren't just like introspective or self-aware enough to try to work on it or accepting of themselves.
Yeah.
Either you work on yourself or you got to accept yourself. You got to do one or the other.
Yeah.
You got to be so accepting of yourself that you know your flaws and you're okay.
Yeah.
Or you have to know your flaws enough that you're working on them.
Right.
And then you don't have these projections or other things going on.
Right.
But the truth is that's such a small percentage of the world that takes the time to be introspective or self-aware.
So I did find Gruden. He's ENTJ, whatever that means.
I know. I don't know. I tried. They did. I was just looking for a clear breakdown, and they're not clear.
Really fungy.
Yeah, they were not.
I
I mean, I know they are because this is like a set thing. This has been a set thing, but the websites weren't that clear.
So the issue here, I think, is that he resigned pretty quickly, and I think they clearly wanted him out. I think that they were embarrassed by this stuff, but I think that they more wanted him out.
Yeah,
and I think that he went so quickly, in part, and I don't know, this is just a conspiracy theory, that there's worse stuff coming.
Maybe.
There are potentially coming out, and he knows there's worse stuff. And he's like, I'm just gonna cut this off now and hope that people just don't keep digging into it and making it. When we have Art Shell, who has the kind of long-term relationship with the Raiders that he does, saying, that was embarrassing and that was bad and that we really can't be like that anymore. There is the issue of the fact that these were essentially private communications, but they were private communications. They were business-related private communications, and not just purely like writing a note to somebody,
right, or a conversation that was illegally recorded or something. I do think the issue for me lies, and again, this is just based on the knowledge that we got from the radio or internet.
Yeah.
But like, when do we draw the timeline, right? Like, we're talking 10, 11, 12 years ago. If we believe that humans change, grow, either on their own or with society or with time or with age, it's not like he's 80 years old and he said this when he was 70.
Right.
You know, he's generally young. Society changed. And then also, if we believe in even our like justice system, that's supposed to be, and this is hot topic, hot take, but supposed to be based on like the opportunity for growth and rehabilitation.
Yeah.
And obviously, what he did wasn't a crime; it was just a piece of shit email. Mm-hmm. And one was just stupid. I was joking about it because it is funny. The other ones are just kind of being a piece of shit and kind of a bigot, but the other one is just kind of stupid. Like, don't call your boss a pussy.
Yeah.
That's just like rule number one of anyone in a job. Don't call your boss a pussy.
Yeah.
It's not going to go well, right? Even if you're joking, doesn't really matter. Don't call your boss a pussy. Technically, I know Roger Goodell's not his boss, but you guys know what I mean. I guess my point is like, to play devil's advocate in a way, like when do we cut the line? Because he punched a kid in 5th grade, now he can't do this job. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's an extreme, but like we're talking 12 years ago.
Is there any rehabilitation in the world?
Or how? Why assume that he hasn't changed? Right? We're assuming we're kind of guilty before the judgment here.
Well, because the most recent ones are like 18.
Oh, see, I didn't do that much research. All the ones I saw were literally like 2012, and you're like, all right. And even that, but even that too, like, if it probably hasn't affected his judgment in the office enough to be an issue.
But you don't know.
Someone would know. Someone would know.
Somebody would know.
You and I wouldn't, but somebody in the Raiders would know. And then we get to an alpha A situation or athlete A situation where then it's on who's his boss.
Yeah.
Right? Why didn't they stop that, nip it in the bud? Or an Activision Blizzard deal where these things were going nuts in the office space. And you can blame the culture of the office, or you can blame the highest up that didn't nip that in the bud, right? And that's my issue with it, is like all the blame just goes to him and this and that, where like he could be a bigot and he could be a racist. I don't know, right? I've never met the dude. I've never seen him interact with anyone. I've seen him with makeup on.
We talked about the fact that his kid is
big into powerlifting.
Yeah, and he's a freak.
Yeah, very strong. But you know what I mean? Like I've seen him with makeup on doing Coach's Corner on NBC. That's all I know about this guy, but. And not that his behaviors or his speech should be accepted, but I also don't think it should just be the last conversation. I just don't think you just press the red button and delete them.
Well, I mean, I think of that the circumstance that we're in now. Actually, was just listening to a podcast that was a review of the last Mad Max movie.
Yeah,
and they were talking about the fact that they were happy that it wasn't Mel Gibson.
Tim Hardy.
Yeah,
Is
Tom
that the
Hardy.
newest one?
Tom
Yeah.
Hardy.
I watched that. That was all right.
I thought that movie was successful, but apparently it didn't make as much money as they anticipated.
I thought it was successful too.
Lost some money, but nobody wants to really deal with him anymore. He comes back every once in a while, but like he kind of showed all his true colors, and they're the kind of colors that don't really change. Like if you're an anti-Semite, you don't really stop being an anti-Semite.
Sure.
You know, I mean, that's
something drastic.
It's kind of baked in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
I don't
it's
know.
not impossible, but
it's rare.
Super unlikely. And if you're a substance abuser that is abusive when you're abusing substances, you might be able to address that. But in the public eye, you got to do it in a very public way.
Well, and it's got to start in the private eye. That's, I guess, my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, if Gruden and everyone in the locker room and everyone he ever works with the Raiders hypothetically loves him and that he does have good character, then who am I to judge off an email 10 years ago? I guess that's my point, right? Like, someone in there, one of the athletes, one of the coaches, one of the GMs, one of the whatever, the popcorn lady, someone would notice that, hey, that dude's racist. And then the word would get around.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas you and I are basing off one email.
Well, no, I mean,
you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
We don't have the full story.
When you don't have him, right? Someone's words isn't who they are.
Yeah, but it's a lot of who they are, though.
I don't know. I disagree. Because the same thing with the Gibson. Like, you and I are basing it off his rants and his drugs, but like, what if he's the last 12 months, for all we know, gone to intense therapy, intense drug counseling.
And we need to know about that because it's the only way that somebody gets rehabilitated.
Right, but then how does that start? But his inner circle, and then it spreads out. He can't just come out on Twitter and say, hey, done therapy, I'm a fixed man. Yeah. It would go by the interactions that happened with him, because then he would get more jobs, and then his name would be cleared, is my point. And I'm not the judge in this, I guess, is what I get down with. And that's what I have the issue with. I'm not the judge, and I'm not the jury. I don't want to be the judge and jury.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing though. Like, if you're watching somebody's football team, or if you're exposed to the ads that are on their games, if you're watching somebody's comedy special, you're giving them ratings. If you're buying somebody's product,
vote with your dollar.
You're voting with your dollar.
Right.
Like, well, I'm not down with that annemore. I'm done.
Yeah.
I was never like a big Gruden fan in the first place. I always thought that he was. I always perceived him as a bully, and it was somebody who was a bully because they had a lot of insecurities about their own past, their own abilities or whatever. You know, I mean, that's pretty often how you get a bully is somebody who is insecure, and so they need to put you down so they can feel better. And I think there was a lot of that in his coaching style before.
I'm not a Gruden fan either by any means. I'm just bringing up all hypotheticals, whether it be Mel, fucking whatever, him,
Gibson, or
anybody. I just think that the conversation is too deep, and the scope of life and a human is too layered.
Yeah.
To delete on a tweet. And then the truth is if everybody actually voted with their dollars, then we wouldn't need cancel culture.
No, that's true. Because it would just happen.
Because I'm fine with that.
The market would.
I'm fine with that.
Market correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be absolutely fine with that. But it's the point to me is that I think the majority of cancel culture, and although I don't even think Gruden is the best example of cancel culture, right? Like, I haven't seen that many people get that pissed about it. Because what he said is bad, but many celebrities have said much worse that have been leaked. Is that I have an issue with a lot of those people wanting to be the judge and jury based on virtue signaling, not based on actually caring or having empathy for the people that might have been hurt by those words.
Well, an observation that I will make, I don't think I have seen in any of the articles that I've read about what happened, who's the fucking interim head coach of the Raiders.
I have no idea.
I don't know. It's not been.
It's probably just offensive line coach or some bullshit.
So it's really been about the personality of Gruden and the position that he held, but not actually about the team, not how the team functions or any of that kind of stuff.
And all of this could be 100% just fucking perception of the league as well, where, you know, over the last 10, 15 years, they've tried to clean up big hits and all this stuff and be more health conscious for CTE. For all we know, talking about the higher ups in music, this could be a higher up Roger Goodell move to say, hey, we're the clean cut league now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for all we know.
Yeah, another thing.
Things are so layered.
Another thing about it too, though, is that they had also handed over GM responsibilities. He had the whole.
Yeah,
he had the keys to the whole.
Yeah.
Tesla, and
which some of that does make sense, especially if you've seen like The Last Dance, or we have professional athlete friends, and you hear about some of the GMs.
Yeah.
Like, where's the fuck this guy come from? This guy can't even shoot a free throw. You know, like, why is this guy choosing the best talent on the team?
Whereas the baseball team that won the most games in the regular season this year had 13 coaches, and most of them did not play Major League Baseball at any point.
Moneyball's another good movie you could dig into that. You know, like, in baseball is a little bit, all games are statistically based, and you could probably get away with stuff like that in the NBA and stuff too, but it does seem weird. The GM position has always seemed, even when I was a kid, I didn't understand the GM position.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I'm not sure that I entirely understand.
Like, I understand what they do, obviously, but I don't understand how that person gets there. It seems more of a political. It's same with politics, right? Yeah. Like, how'd that motherfucker get there? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, an example, the Trudeau in Canada.
Yeah.
Like, it came out that he did a blackface when he was in college.
Yeah.
And like that's canceled a lot of people.
Yeah.
It didn't cancel him, and I'm not sure exactly why.
I don't know.
You know, and
I don't know any of it. I don't know any of it. And that's, I guess, my point, is that I'm not the judge of any of this.
Yeah.
And I tend to pay with my dollar, you know? Like, I don't listen to R. Kelly no more.
Yeah.
Because I watched the documentary and I agreed what was going on. I thought he was a sick fuck. I was like, all right, I'm not going to listen to R. Kelly no more. But he was one of the first albums I ever bought.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, I'm not down with the cause no more.
Yeah. I totally understand that.
And all of it is a moral spectrum of what you think is bad or not.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah. And to get inside the bubble a little bit here, back in the day, I shot a video of somebody that we used to work with saying something that I really wouldn't want out anywhere at all, or to be associated with. And then that same person on a podcast episode that we did used the N-word a bunch of times, and neither one of us could remember whether it had been cut out of that episode or not.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
And we couldn't find it, and so we made those episodes unavailable that we thought in that time period, so that it wouldn't. You know, I don't give a shit if it bites him in the ass, but I don't want it to bite us in the ass.
Well, and even that, for me, it's because my brain has matured. I was 23 then, and now I'm 33, and so like my view of that word and the history of it and everything has gotten deeper.
Yeah.
And go ahead and cancel me, internet. I don't give a fuck. But my point for that, though, is that's in our control, and we are the judges of that.
Right.
And we both agreed, like, yeah, let's unlist that. That's not cool. Whereas, like, just the world doing it just to pat themselves on the back isn't cool to me.
However,
whereas if they have empathy, and obviously we can't judge this, but if they have true empathy for it, and they say, hey, Mike, that wasn't that cool, you should watch how you talk, or you should watch how the people you hang out with, or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll have that conversation. But when you just want to go on Twitter and just bust somebody down because they said a word, I don't get down with that.
Twitter's a tough audience.
Well, Twitter, I think Twitter's the leader of cancel culture.
I think it often.
Yeah, maybe Reddit.
Reddit too. Yeah. I will say though that I can say with confidence that I have never used that kind of language in any email I've ever sent anybody ever.
Right. I'm not even rapping the songs. That's the music I grew up listening to. You got to watch. Yeah, I get it. I get the scope, and I've always understood the weight of the word.
Yeah.
But the depth of the word, I've just done more research. I've read more books. I've watched more documentaries. I've talked to more friends, and so you do learn more. And I guess that's my point on Gruden's maybe not the best example, but people can grow and learn and change. And if we truly believe that as a society, I think that our judicial system's not set up for that, but it should be, and it's supposed to be set up for that. And I think the cancel culture should also be set up for that, because that same side that is often on the cancel culture, whether it be morally or politically, would agree. Like, yeah, people need a chance to grow and rehabilitate, but then give them one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Then give them one. Then why are you on your high horse just to give yourself fucking political points at night?
I think that it's easier to really rehabilitate yourself from a substance abuse situation than it is from from a temperamental thing that causes you to,
or roots, family roots or whatever. And I'm not saying it's easy, or I'm not saying it's done all the time. I'm just saying it's possible. And if you believe it's possible, then you have to truly believe it's possible and allow your judgment to believe it's possible.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, and the opposite of that. So what are you going to do? You're going to be as harsh and dumb and virtue signal and cancel. And then what are they going to do? They're going to come out with a PR written tweet 3 months later apologizing, and then we're just going to forget? Well, then no side wins. Nobody won there.
Yeah.
We're just playing cat and mouse.
Yeah.
Like and it's led by this shit rather than like having a conversation about it or whatever. Like what we tried to do during crazy times in 2021 or 2020, like rather than just like canceling or throwing up an Instagram or throwing out a tweet, like have a conversation about it, try to figure it out, try to tell stories, try to get into someone else's perspective. And that's, I guess, my bigger argument with the Gruden or fucking whoever it might be.
Yeah.
People just, they simplify it.
I will freely admit that if somebody that I don't like in social media or in politics or whatever gets canceled because of some niggly little thing or big thing or whatever, I'm all about it.
I think cancel culture isn't what you allow into your day. So for you to block that person or say, yeah, fuck him, that's easy.
It's easy.
But it's different when you're going on a platform and you're trying to ruin this guy's life because of it.
Yeah, no, I would never do that.
I know. I'm just saying that's what cancel culture is. Like, their goal is to do that.
Yeah.
And like, what's the point?
Yeah. No.
Let me see your fucking skeletons, bitchhead. Let me get you fired from your fucking shit job, you know, that you already hate.
Right.
Bastards.
All right, I think that's a good place to
I'm going to go train biceps. 3sb.co. We'll be back every Wednesday. New shows every Friday. Also, stay tuned. Check your feed. Subscribe. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, if you guys are watching the video, the Topic Thunder episodes are on Mike's channel Monday and Wednesday, and they are on a slower release schedule on the audio feed on Fridays. And we will talk to you again very soon, next week. I am at the Jim McDonald on all the social media. This show is 50% facts, where percent is a word and 50 is just numbers. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye.